There we go. Well, and you see Ava's face.
This was not designed.
Up comes the same card in the same position that you had last month.
So,
King of Swords.
whatever they were doing last month continues into this month.
Yes.
And that mode of thought and behavior, which is highly rational, determined, incisive, communicative, mind over matter, mind over heart, behaving in ways that are completely logical and rational. And it must be that they're applying this to some sort of endeavor, task, project, or it's necessary for where they find themselves environmentally.
Well, it is the King of Swords, so this could be a person as well.
Yes.
Who's still coloring the environment.
Yes, but abstractly, it is either a person, but abstractly it's
The energy.
his energy. What is his energy? That's his energy.
Well, it's intellectual.
It's intellectual, meaning that it can do with writing, any kind of engineering tasks.
Right.
It can do with surgery, medicine.
Precision.
Precision. Anything that takes precision is the mode of thought and action that's needed. So let's see.
Yes, and if this was a person,
it would be a lawyer, a doctor.
If it was a celebrity, it would be
whom?
Suits. Anybody
Suits.
who's a lawyer.
Oh, yes.
The Lincoln lawyer.
Yes, all the suits.
Matthew McConaughey.
In
the
his
Lincoln
suit.
lawyer. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. He's not in a suit.
He's not in a suit.
No.
Lincoln didn't have a suit. Did he?
No, the Lincoln lawyer. His car is.
His lawyer had a suit.
performs.
Wonder if they had suits back then. Is the tie a recent invention?
No, the tie's like a noose around your neck.
It's a noose.
Yeah.
They got you.
That's how society.
They got you. All right.
They keep you.
They keep you.
All right. Okay. Now in the next position, we are going to the position of challenges. So you guys are kind of still moving in the same sort of zeitgeist that you were moving in last month, because up comes...
You saw me.
Yes.
You saw me shuffle, right?
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about these cards, but up comes the Seven of Swords, and when this happens, it's kind of one of those magic moments where, you know, people will ask us, so, do you believe that this tarot thing really works? Well, this happens more than you would imagine.
Yes, the same cards or the same general meaning, even though it might be a different card, a different way of approaching the same idea will exhibit itself.
Exactly, which is what's happening for you this month, Capricorn. So in the position of challenge, what do we have? We have, once again, the super sleuth under the radar, perhaps spy in your midst card, which is the Seven of Swords in the position of challenge, moving up from last month. We had it in the position of the unexpected.
The unexpected. So the unexpected has become your challenge.
Yes.
That which you didn't expect has now become your challenge.
Yes, exactly. So now, since it's already popped up, perhaps there's someone in your midst who's trying to take the china.
Well,
you know, and
yes,
it's become a
metaphorically
challenge.
Speaking, yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And
Steal the silverware kind of
perhaps,
thing. Steal intellectual
or perhaps
property.
Someone is being less than honest.
Yes.
In your midst.
And if this isn't someone else, it could be you. And
Or,
your challenge is to stay under the radar, perhaps,
right,
while you're working through this issue.
And sometimes you have to be, you have to withdraw or pull away information, or not show your cards, in other words. This is a card of not showing your cards.
Yes, and so if you're invested in some sort of legal situation, right now it is becoming more challenging to keep your cards close to the vest.
That's right.
So should we
move? Yes, let's
see, because I'm dying to find out if we're going to get the same card.
No, we're not.
Well, Capricorn, it's all swords for you this month.
Right.
But a much better card. It's
a
the
much
4.
better card. Unexpectedly, you have the 4 of Swords, which is that you do get a respite in the midst of all this strategizing and calculating and a strong, determined analytics that is going on.
Mm-hmm.
We have a reprieve, a respite. You recline in your own sanctuary, whether that's your mind or a literal sanctuary, a holiday. This can often be on a mundane level, taking a trip and just resting.
And it's also healing. Because the card that precedes this is the 3 of Swords,
Right.
which if you see that card, it's a heart being pierced by 3 swords. That
Yes.
comes before this, which means there could be healing going on
Right.
in the midst of all this
And
craziness.
but the healing comes from the ability to analyze things quietly, calmly, with a firm base. 4.
It's almost as if
Like
the battle has been fought.
The battle-
Because we
yes.
talk about this card, and this is the card of the knight who comes back from battle, and he's actually survived, and he lies on his coffin.
Yes.
Because that's what they used to do during medieval
Yes.
times. I mean, that's not very optimistic that you would actually have your coffin made before you left for a
Yeah.
battle.
Well, it's realistic, isn't it?
So they would return, and if they did survive, they would lie on the coffin, and basically they would meditate,
Right.
and they would do it better next time, which we
Right.
speak to that often.
Right.
We can make mistakes, but it's important to do it better next
So
time.
you find some sort of place, whether that's interior or exterior, and you contemplate.
Yes.
Maybe this is what's even necessary, is that you realize that there's a sort of a meditation that needs to take place. Intellectual meditation, not just about spiritual things, but about how things are working.
Right.
Whew, wow! So this helps. The respite helps you.
You have pulled a very lovely card. The Hanged Man. Finally a major arcana card for you, Capricorn, this month. And the Hanged Man is a fabulous card because it's a very spiritual card. And if you look at the card, you'll see that this cute little guy with red tights, which
That's passion.
Ava loves the red tights,
That's the
is
passion.
suspended between heaven and earth. So there's a bit of time out happening, and a sacrifice will be made by the end of the month.
Yeah, you give up something, but you get something better in return.
Exactly.
So-
Enlightenment.
Well, that's the giving up of the ego is ultimately what the card is about. So you become, you find your niche. You find where you fit into the large dynamic because you surrender your ego, you surrender your objection, let's just say, and fit in, and then you can see things in a completely new way. And this gives you a sense of, it elevates you above the fray.
Right, because this 4 is basically the minor arcana hangman. So Spirit is telling you at the end of the month, the council would be very important to take time off, time out,
Yes.
create a sanctuary, a place where you can meditate.
Where you can meditate, yes.
So that you can begin to see your way out of this situation by looking at it from a fresh perspective.
Right.
The sacrifice may need to be made if there is a severing of a relationship going on with you this month, Capricorn, but do not worry because you'll be all the better for that sacrifice. Or you may need to see something a little bit differently. And I learned in Harry Potter school that this is the card of the student. And when I say Harry Potter school, I mean tarot school. I was taught that the Hanged Man is also the part. It's the card of the student because you back up and you sort of remove yourself from the real world and you learn new things. So perhaps at the end of all of this, you'll enroll and in some sort of curriculum or situation that will enable you to move out of this situation and see things from a new perspective.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's totally acceptable. Yes, every stage can be thought of too as a learning stage of life, but there are some stages in which you really do have to come to a kind of a major removal of yourself from the situation on a sense that the ego is brought out of the situation so you can see it from a distance, in a sense. So to become the third person in this spectacle of your life, so that you can see it in a different light.
Right.
That's what it indicates on a spiritual level, is that separation, seeing your life as a stranger would. When you see your circumstances in life as you would another person's circumstances, well, even when they have tragedies, you can remove yourself from that and see, well, maybe the solution, they should do this or they should do that.
Right.
And when you're in that tragedy, you can't figure out what the heck to do.
Right.
But by being that stranger, viewing your own life as a stranger, that's what it really means on a very deep level.
So take time out. That's spiritual counsel.
Yes, that is spiritual counsel.
Take a break, take a weekend, take 5 minutes.
And remove yourself and see, this is a meditative process too, where you become the stranger, the perspective of a stranger. It's very, very helpful to you and can solve for you what is unsolvable because you're so connected to the problem.
Yeah. So their theme song is Billy Joel, The Stranger, this month. It's a great album too, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Billy Joel had a song called The Stranger?
Yes.
So become a stranger.
To your own life.
To your own life.
And we will see you next month, because it is June and next month is July, and it is the month of the heat wave. Although August isn't much better. So
we're having a heat wave.
We'll be coming at you from
tropical heat wave.
Underwater. All right. Anything else, Ave? You want to add?
Not a thing.
If you would like a personal reading, go to our brand new super duper cool website.
Super duper website. Created by whom?
And I think that
by who? Getting closer. You get a wake up call. You get closure.
Yes, we have two very different ones.
All right.
Okay, I think that's really good, Erin.
That's fine.
Okay, read the book. Look like you're reading the book. I point to it.
I can't read my handwriting.
I don't know what you said. And then there's further nonsense over here.
Yes, I believe so.